Hey everyone, it's Alicia with Alliro Marketing, and it's time for another Fine Tune Friday. Today's topic, we're going to be discussing FAQs, frequently asked questions that are about social media management. A lot of it has to do with maybe first time starting out with a social media management strategy, or maybe developing a social media strategy. So these questions I get a lot, and I just decided to answer them here in the Facebook Live video. So let's get started. There's 10 questions I prepared that I've received over and over again from small business owners about starting with social media and how to manage it. So the first question is, what social media platforms do I even need to be on? There's like 100 of them. So how do I know which one's right for my business? Well, first you need to determine who your target audience is, and I mean get down to the nitty-gritty details. Specifically identify the demographic information about your audience. How old are they? Where do they live? What are some of their interests? Things like that. And so it depends on what type of business you have and how much time you have to spend, how much money, resources you have to put towards your social media management. Because it does take some time to create the content and respond to your followers and engage with your audiences. So if you don't have a lot of time or money, perhaps you should just focus on one or two platforms to get started, master those. Once you feel a little more comfortable, then you can branch out as you see fit. Because it will kind of hurt your online presence if you're not consistent with posting or responding to your audience on the different platforms. So, hey Liz, thanks for joining us. And if you were more business to business, you might want to start with LinkedIn first, perhaps, then Facebook. That's kind of weird. I know a lot of times people think, oh, I should be on Facebook. And you should be probably, but if you only had one platform to pick and you're a business to business company, you might want to start with LinkedIn. But Facebook is great because it's the largest active social media platform out there, and Facebook is trying to make it so people never have to leave Facebook. They want to make sure they have all the information, all the entertainment that they need, so they don't have to leave Facebook. Now, if you have a ton of pictures and videos, perhaps Instagram is a good fit for you, because Instagram, they won't let you post links in the individual posts. You can have one link in your bio, and you can change that link if you'd like from time to time, but most part it's just pictures and videos on Instagram. Pinterest generates a ton of traffic to your website, so if you have blog articles or you're posting a lot of information that you can put on your website and you can draw people over there, Pinterest might be a good site. Or if you're an e-commerce site that you sell all of your products online, Pinterest would be a good fit for you there. What time of day is best to post, and how often should I post? I get that a lot. But you know what is cool? If you do have Facebook, Facebook tells you all of that information, so you don't even have to figure that out. Isn't that great? So if you have over 30 followers on Facebook, you get some analytical data, and that tells you what time of day is most of your followers are online, which day of the week more of your followers are online, and that is probably when you should post, because you want to take advantage of the majority of the people and get as much reach as you can that sees your content in real time. Facebook posts usually last about 12 hours before people get done scrolling down through their news feeds. So, I mean, it's not like people won't see your posts, but if you can capture the most eyeballs at one time, right at the time that you post, that's going to be the best way to get the most reach organically. But in general, if you, let's say you're on other platforms that doesn't have that kind of analytical data, if you kind of think about it, most people aren't allowed to have social media access at work. So you'd want to post either early in the morning or at lunch, or perhaps right after they get off of work, or after dinner, after they put the kids to bed. Those times of days are probably the most optimal times that you'd want to post, so that you can capture the most eyeballs on your content. And generally it's best to post once a day, If you get too many posts in one day, you're going to start annoying your audience, and they're going to get tired of seeing your Facebook page over and over and over again. But you want to do it often enough that you stay in the forefront of people's minds. So once a day is a good fit generally for like Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram. There are exceptions to the rules, and that's Pinterest and Twitter. Twitter is really difficult to make work for most small business pages, because in order to get your posts seen, you almost need to post between 6 and 8 times every day, and that's so much content to generate. It's almost impossible. But the life of a Twitter post is an hour tops, maybe 30 minutes really, before people get tired of scrolling down their news feed. So that's why you need to post a bunch of times every day on Twitter. Posting once a day is good. I mean, you're still gonna, people can still go to your profile and look you up and see your content directly, but they just may not see it in real time in their news feeds. So just keep that in mind. With Pinterest, you want to post probably 3 to 4, maybe even 5 times a day. And what's cool with Pinterest is the repins that you post from other people to your boards count. So you don't have to come up with 5 different pieces of content, original pieces of content to post to Pinterest. If you don't want to, you can repin other people's stuff and that'll still count. So just to keep that in mind. Number 3 is, do I have to use the same user handle and make everything match on my social media platforms? Yes, absolutely. First of all, it's better for brand consistency. It's better for SEO purposes when everything matches across the board, across the internet. And most importantly, it's much easier for your followers to find you. I mean, if you can come up with a user handle that's your business name or something that they know you by, that way it's easier to find you when they look you up on Twitter or Instagram and Facebook, and then they know it's the same company over and over again, so they know they're confident that they've got the right platform to be engaging and talking to you. If you make it like your Facebook page has your business name, but your Twitter or Instagram page has your personal name, and people don't know that, you're gonna miss out on engagement, and that's really valuable today in social media landscape. So if your name is taken though, sometimes, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe somebody started a profile under your name and now you have an agency managing your pages, but you don't remember the login, you have to change it. It's okay if it's off by a little bit, but you want to keep your business name as much as possible in the username so people can still find you. It's not going to be that detrimental, but at the same time, you want to keep it as similar as possible so people can find you. I mean, brand consistency is super important in today's digital world. So, 4, well, what kind of content do I even post? I don't even know what I'm supposed to post on social media. Again, everybody is different. Every company is different. Perhaps you have a personal brand, you're going to post more personal content. If you have more of a corporate brand, you're going to post more corporate content. But there are some general rules of thumb you can start off with until you get comfortable with creating the content. And then you can grow and be a little more creative and confident in your content planning. So first and foremost, you generally want to follow the 80-20 rule. You want to post 80% of the time content that is helpful, informative, educational, information that is valuable to your audience, something that will solve their problem, something that they will go, oh, I need that. That's super helpful to them. That's the kind of content you want to post about 80% of the time. The other 20% of the time you can promote your business. Post a link to your website and ask people to contact you. I don't know, tell them what you're good at, that kind of stuff. And here's a good analogy. Think of it as if you're going to a party and all you do is talk about yourself. You're going to learn pretty quickly that people are going to get tired of that. They don't want to hear just about you. They want to people love to talk about themselves. So if you're only talking about yourselves and you're not asking your audience anything about them, they're going to quickly unfollow you or at least not engage with you. So you need to become interested in what's important to your audience and post about that. You can post how-to videos, webinar videos, client testimonials, relevant articles, pictures, videos that show behind the scenes. People, small business owners that I talk to, it's funny, people don't want to know what I do behind the scenes. Yes, they do. Oh my gosh, yes, they do. It's so fascinating, especially if you're like, something that's a little bit more mysterious, or how you work, or a special program that you use. It's very interesting to see what goes on in your day-to-day work life. So people are just fascinated about that. So don't be afraid to post that kind of stuff. Definitely celebrate your achievements, your awards, your certifications, that you went to this seminar. Tell people about that. People want to know that you're improving yourself and you're staying up to date with the industry trends. Tell people that you're going to a conference or whatever. So that kind of stuff. And don't be afraid to take advantage of Motivational Mondays or Fun Fact Fridays. Mix that in for some lighthearted content. Definitely post your blogs, your company events, and then definitely don't forget to say, call us today. You want to tell people what you want them to do. So if you want them to subscribe to an email newsletter, tell them to subscribe. If you want people to visit your website to read your blog, tell them to go to there. Don't be afraid to do that either. You're not bragging. Please be aware that you're not bragging. If you don't tell your audience what's going on, how will they know? So you need to keep that in mind. You're not being narcissistic. You're not bragging. You're simply informing your audience of what's going on in your company, and people love to know that. Number 5. Oh, this one's a loaded question, but how do I get more followers? The simple answer is by giving people a reason to follow you. So you need to be concerned more with the quality of followers and not necessarily the quantity of followers. You can purchase people to follow you. I wouldn't recommend that. Don't do it. Please don't do it. In fact, Facebook, if they catch you, they'll take them away from you. But just because you have 1,000 followers, if they're not the kind of followers that are actually your customers and will engage with your posts, what good are they? So you want people to engage with your page and respond and convert and be actual real customers with you. So you need to make sure that the kind of customers and followers that you want. You're asking people for their most limited resource, their time to follow you and read your content. So don't waste that. Regardless of what network you're using, you need followers who actually engage with your content and not just be a vanity metric. And remember that social media is a conversation. It's a two-way street. It's not a broadcast. It's not there for you just to talk about yourself and say how great you are and post all this stuff. You need to be able to interact with your followers and respond to them. And if they see that there's a real human being behind your profile and that you actually are responsive to their needs and their questions, they'll feel valued and they'll follow you and your business. And more importantly, they're going to tell their friends and family about you because they feel valued and acknowledged and heard. And guess what? That grows your followers that way, word of mouth. So that's how you get more followers, period. You just need to interact, post content that people want and will solve their problems, acknowledge them, respond to them, and you're going to get more followers that way. Number 6, my business is a boring industry. No one's going to want to know about mortgages. Why do I need to even be on social media? Well, I've got a bunch of reasons for you. First of all, that's where your followers are. 78% of the American population has at least one social media profile. So you need to figure out where your target market is and be on that platform where the majority of your followers are so that you can interact with them and engage with them and solve their problems so that they can be your real customers. 2, it generates a lot of brand awareness, exposure, and brand loyalty. That's so valuable. I can't even tell you. People are like, oh, I don't need any more brand awareness. Really? You've got all the clients that you ever need? You don't need any more awareness or exposure? That's interesting. So, you can always use more exposure. You can always use more brand loyalty. Brand loyalty generates that word of mouth advertising that everybody so desperately wants. social media can help you with that. It also boosts traffic to your websites by when you post links to your blogs or content on your website. It will help lead to conversions. If you ask people to sign up for your newsletter or sign up for a class and you post a link to your website, one, that generates traffic. Two, you've captured an email address, and now you can reach out and market to them for other areas of service. So social media is so easy to do that, and it's, out there where everybody is using it, so why not take advantage of it? 85% of people will look a business up on Facebook to get your contact information, to learn more about you, even before they visit your website or call you. They're already there connecting with their friends and family. They're going to look you up. And if you don't have an active, consistent presence on social media, you're not going to be found, and you just missed out on business. So you don't want to miss out on being found. And next, it's a great, fantastic customer service tool. People want immediate answers to their questions. They're going to message your page, and they expect a response from a business within an hour of them messaging your page. You cannot find a better opportunity to provide that kind of immediate customer service. You're only open for so many hours of the day or so many days of the week, but your social media page is 24/7. So if you can respond to people even on the weekends or, sometimes at night, now you're not going to be like 24/7. No one can work 24/7. But if you can just respond faster and in a easier manner for your potential clients, guess what? You've just earned their business because you've again solved their problem. You've answered their question. You've acknowledged them. You've heard them. You can't find a better opportunity to provide that kind of customer service. And then social media pages are an easy way to be found on Google searches. So Google indexes social media pages, and if you've ever Googled like a company you're looking for, you'll see their Facebook and their Twitter page and their LinkedIn page right there with all the other search results. So if you're not on all those platforms, again, you just missed out on one of the search rankings. So there's tons of reasons to be on social media, even if you think you're in a boring industry. So why do some pages have check marks beside their name on Facebook? Well, Facebook allows business pages to be verified. And if you have more than 30 followers, you have a website listed on your Facebook page, you have an address listed on your Facebook page, you have a phone number on your Facebook page, Facebook allows you to be verified. And what that does is it gives you two important things. Facebook shows verified pages first in Facebook search results. This is so important. So if your competitor is not verified on Facebook, guess what? Your page will show up before your competitor's page on Facebook. And verified pages listed first means you want to be verified so that you're listed first, so people don't scroll past more than 2 or 3 and miss out on finding you. So if you can, be verified. And secondly, it gives your followers confidence that they're talking to the official business page. They don't want to know that they're talking to a fan page or someone else who's, necessarily running the page. They want to make sure they're talking to the real deal. So that little check mark gives them that confidence to know that they're talking to the official page. Now, there's two ways to be verified on Facebook. One, the simplest way is to have Facebook call you with an automated phone call that gives you a 4-digit verification code. But it needs to have a phone number that's a publicly listed business phone number. It can't be the cell phone of the business owner. It has to be the public listed business phone number. And then you type in the 4-digit code, and then you've got your little check mark. It's an instant process. So that's the super easiest way. But if that's not an option, you're a real estate agent, you just work out of your home, you don't have an office, and all you have is your cell phone, and it's not necessarily the public business number, you can verify your page by submitting a business document. So something like your business tax certificate or your articles of incorporation. I think they said they even take a utility bill, just something that has your business name and address on it. And that usually takes a couple of days before you receive your check mark, but it's still a way to do it if you don't have a publicly listed business phone number. Number 8, Do I have to pay for Facebook ads? Facebook's a money pit. They just take all your money, blah, blah, blah. Well, unfortunately, yes, you do need to pay for Facebook ads. Even if it's only just a little bit every month, you definitely should still invest in Facebook ads. Platforms like Facebook, today, unfortunately, you have to pay to play in most cases. And in 2016 alone, organic reach dropped 52% for publishers. And publishers are like media companies, magazines, news people. And so just think of how much it's dropped for small business pages. And with Twitter and Instagram, Instagram being owned by Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn, they're going to follow Facebook's algorithmic feed process. So it's becoming increasingly difficult to get your content seen organically. So first of all, you want to create content that will engage with your audience. Videos are an easy way to do that. People would rather watch something to learn about it than read it. But keep in mind that if your advertising budget is small, I just want to manage expectations here. You're not going to see a ton of results. I just kind of want to manage your expectations. The more you spend, the more you get. And it's important to start somewhere, though, because if you don't have that added organic reach, you just can't expect to have added engagement. So even though you can only spend, let's say, $50 a month, do that until you can build and put more advertising money behind your budget. So you got to start somewhere. A little bit will go a long way, and it will help. It's better than if you didn't do it. So you could have 1,000 extra people see your content if you pay to have a small budget behind your Facebook ads. Or guess what? You don't get that 1,000 extra reach. So it's somewhere. It's a place to start. Definitely do it. Okay. Why do I need a social media strategy? Don't I just put up a picture and people read it? Oh my gosh. No. You definitely need a social media strategy, and simply put, it's your roadmap for success. It's how you communicate with your audience and how your social media efforts will help achieve your business objectives. Without a strategy in place, you're just posting something and hoping it works. But when you have a strategy, you're able to plan and execute and then measure the effectiveness of your tactics. And then you can use that to refine your skills and continue to drive results. You'll always be in like a trial and error mode. You'll always be testing to see what works and what doesn't work, what resonates with your audience, what doesn't. But the key to crafting a good social media strategy is striking the balance between meeting the needs of your audience and the goals of your business. Because you can give all your information away, but if it doesn't help you get customers, that's not really going to help drive your business forward. So a few things to think about when you want to create your social media strategy is, first, specifically identify your target audience. You need to know what their needs are, what their interests are, how you can solve your problems with your products and services. And then define your business objectives. Do you want more brand awareness? Are you driving traffic to your website? Are you just wanting more engagement and build an online community to develop relationships? You need to know that before you go in. Then identify what types of content resonates with your target audience, and then mix that up and post a mix of content that resonates well with your audience. Maybe videos, maybe pictures, maybe articles, maybe polls, events, all kinds of stuff. So know what resonates with your audience, and what works for one company may not work for another company. So if you're trying to follow what one company is doing, that's great. It's a good starting place. But just know that if you don't see results right away, you may need to switch things up. And then define what you want your followers to know about your brand. So many times I meet with small business owners and they're like, well, we really need to communicate XYZ because nobody knows that we do A, B, and C. So, well, let's get that out there. For sure, we need to tell people that maybe if you're a restaurant, you're on Uber Eats so that they can get delivery to their home. Things like that they may not know. things you wish if you could sit down with your individual customers, what you would tell them. That's basically it. And then determine how you're going to measure your effectiveness. Is it going to be X number of shares or comments? Or maybe you want people to privately message you with contact information so that you can talk to them offline. Maybe it's advertising success is how you're going to measure your social media effectiveness. Whatever it is, you need to set that out ahead of time so you'll know if you're meeting your goals. I do want to say, though, that whatever strategy you take, if you need to give it time to work, though. So many times I've got a couple of people in the past that are like, oh, I did this post and nobody responded. What are we going to do now? We need to switch everything around. No, you don't. Just because something didn't work in this post, let's reword some things or use a different picture or whatever it is and maybe post something else. You've got to give something time to work. You can't just post once and then, well, it didn't work. Well, you didn't give it enough time. It's not, you kind of need to think about the scientific process, right? You're testing your hypothesis. So you want to make sure that you've got a large enough sample pool to know if something works. You can't just post something once and then go, well, it didn't work. We got to switch everything around. I got to change my business name. No, oh my gosh, no. Give it time to work. Maybe it's a month, maybe it's 3 months, or but you'll need to determine how long you're going to give something before you back out. What's your risk affiliation? So anyway, that's something I just want to manage expectations with too. And finally, 10. Well, this seems really time consuming. How can I make social media marketing easier? I don't have all hours of every day. Well, I know. So first of all, I'm going to go through a few tools that I use that I help manage my clients' social media marketing, so that you can manage your social media marketing yourself. And then also, you can hire an agency like Alero Marketing that will help free up your time so that you can focus on running your business. It'll give you peace of mind because you know that we'll be keeping up with social media changes and rapidly changing Facebook algorithms so that we can constantly tweak and adjust your social media strategy so that everything will always work in a time-appropriate manner. We take care of all of that for you, so all you have to do is sit back and relax and occasionally give me some pictures of what's going on. So it's just throwing that out there. Okay, so some of the tools that I use that you can use to help manage your social media marketing. First is scheduling tools like Hootsuite or Social Pilot. You can attach your various social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. You can do personal or business pages. You can attach everything there. I think Hootsuite is free, but I think you're only allowed to attach 3 profiles. And I'm sure Social Pilot's similar. I pay because I'm an agency, so I have a bunch of social media pages attached to it. But just throwing it out there, it's not that expensive. I think even if $9.99 it'll get you a good amount of social media pages to attach. So it works great because you can plan ahead and schedule your posts. So let's say you want to sit down on a Sunday night and you want to schedule all of your posts for the week so you don't have to worry about it during the week. That's a great plan. And Social Pilot and Hootsuite allows you to do that. It frees up your time during the week so you can run your business, but it still allows you to post your content. However, please don't forget to go back and look at your pages, because people may have asked you questions or commented and they need responses. So just because you use these scheduling platforms and you schedule your content, don't forget to go back and look for comments and questions so you can respond in a timely manner. And it's also good too, if you go on vacation, you can set these to go out when you're gone. So that's good for, like I said, it's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. You can do business or personal pages. Let's say you have Pinterest. You don't have to do that in real time. Guess what? There's a tool for that too. It's called Tailwind, and it's a great scheduling tool for Pinterest. There's a desktop and a mobile version. You can scheduled repins. So it allows you to hook up to your Pinterest account, and you can schedule out pins from other people to be posted to your boards. And so that'll, take up, like I said, 3 to 5 time slots every day to make sure it's going out when most people are on. And that's really cool. You don't have to come up with 5 different pieces of original content for Pinterest. You can schedule your repins too, so that's great. Unfortunately, Tailwind is a paid tool only, but it's not that expensive. I think it's like $15 per Pinterest account that you want to attach. So it's not too bad, but you do have to pay for that. There's no free version, although I think they have a free trial, so you can try them out for a while. Tailwind supposedly lets you schedule your Instagram posts as well, but just a word of caution, it's not a true scheduling Instagram post. You just basically create the post in Tailwind, and Tailwind will send you a notification to let you know, hey, it's time to post your Instagram post. And then you go into Tailwind and schedule your Instagram post. It's an extra step. I would prefer just to use Instagram in real time, because there is no way to schedule your Instagram post at this time. So, not truly schedule your Instagram post. Like I just said, you can do it in Tailwind, but it doesn't truly post. It just gives you a reminder that it's time to post, and then you actually have to go in and post it. So it's an extra step, but maybe you'll find it useful. Canva. It's a great app. It's a mobile app as well as a desktop version. You can create graphics for your social media posts, your Facebook covers, anything you need. And I believe there is a free version, but if you pay to have the paid version, you get several more templates to be able to use. So that's really handy. It allows you to create professional looking graphics without being a graphic designer like me. It's nice. Ripple. It's spelled R-I-P-L. And this is a great tool to do slideshows or short little movies or videos. But I believe it's only in an app. I'm not sure if there's a desktop version. And again, there's a free version or a paid, and then you get so many extra templates if you pay for it. But you can use it for free, and there's several different things you can choose from. It's great. I use it occasionally. I need to use it more often. But that's one way to get some slideshow shows, videos, if you can't produce real videos. However, if you have a little more time, Animoto, A-N-I-M-O-T-O, is a great way to make a little bit longer videos. It's easy to use. They offer a free trial, but then you do need to pick a plan that fits your needs and budget. But again, it's affordable. The pricing ranges from $8 to $34 a month, so it's pretty easy to create real professional looking videos. So those are what I use. And those are the answers to most of the social media questions I get on a regular basis. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Or if you have any other tools that you use, that would be great to let other people know about that you use to manage your social media management. Go ahead and put those in there. This is an open community. We can share information and help each other out. So don't forget to come back next Friday, 3 o'clock, for another Fine Tune Friday. And if you have any questions you want answered, let me know. If you have an idea that you'd like me to address for in a Facebook Live topic video, let me know that too. All right, everybody, have a great weekend and stay social.